Okay. So this one's a little bit different than the other two in the sense that it has an operation of two rationals that are coming together. So this is dividing of rational expressions. Can we solve it? No. No equal sign, so all we're going to do is simplify it. Okay? And so what we talked about, some of you are still asking me this question of when do we use this and when do we use that? Okay? For us to divide fractions, we have to multiply by the reciprocal in the denominator. Okay? And you can take that and memorize it however you want. Okay? But it's this concept right here. If I'm going to get rid of that fraction in the bottom, I have to multiply by its reciprocal in the denominator. And so what happened is I kept the original fraction, I flipped the sign of the operation, and I flipped the denominator. Okay? So we had a keep we changed the sign to multiplication, and we flip the bottom fraction. Okay? Flip the bottom fraction. All right, so now as we look at all this, we need to now factor it. Okay? Can I factor 1? Pretty much simplified, right? N plus 9. Pretty much simplified. What about 3n minus 18? That can simplify, right? So since these did not change, we're going to go ahead and just bring those down. What's the GCF? So this, once again, we have even number of terms. So this is a factor by grouping problem. We group that together, so we look for the GCF. What's the GCF inside of 3n minus 18? So 3 is going to come out. I'm left with n minus 6. Okay? All right, so on the bottom, do I have n minus 6 on the bottom?
Yes, 6 minus 6.
I have 6 minus n. So is there another way I can write this? I can write it almost that negative n minus, or n plus 6, correct? Just like that. I did my grouping too fast. Let's not do the parentheses. Let's look at it like this. Sorry. I did it too fast. So we did this as this. All right, and we can flip the bottom to negative n plus 6, right? Do you agree with that? All right, so now, down here once again at the bottom, I need this, don't I? So this right here is an even number of terms. Is there anything I can factor out of this to give me n minus 6? I can factor out a negative 1. So nothing changes here. Nothing changes there. Nothing changed at the top. But I can factor out a negative 1, and that's going to leave me n minus 6. So now what can happen? I can cancel out those two right there. Anything else I can cancel out? How many of you want to cancel out the 3 and the 9? This 3 and that 9. How many of you want to cancel that out? We can't do it. That would be no different than me doing this right here. And we know we're not going to do that, right? Okay, so I need you to see it that way. And so now I just multiply them straight across. This is 1 times 3, which is 3. This is n plus 9 times negative 1. So that's going to be negative 1 n plus 9. You can leave it like that, or you can distribute the negative if you want to. If I distribute the negative, I get that right there. Any questions?